Newcastle West Ham. Now it was an absolute barn burner, and when I mean that, as in it was two bang average teams that just couldn't defend to save their life.
Yeah.
We looked half decent. We'll just go around the controversy. The first pen, is everyone in agreement that that is a penalty?
That is a pen.
Right, quality. I don't understand why it took 4 minutes, whatever it took. At the end of the day, Mavropanos will try to clear the fucker. It's clearly a deliberate pass, and then Kufal's decided to kind of
It's just
run his leg
clumsy.
down Anthony. Yeah,
Like,
he
it just
knows
is.
better than that. He's like a 30-year-old international. Like he
Yeah.
should know better than that. The goals, by the way, Lucas Paquetá was absolutely on fire.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I thought.
I don't
know if
think
there's any
I've
other.
seen Antonio have a one-on-one all season except for today.
I'll tell you what. No, that was incumbent. Sorry, that was reminiscent of about 2 years ago when we were quote unquote nice to watch. That you know that one-on-one goal when he's broke the line.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I've not seen him do that in years. Get
Sorry,
3-1
he'll be away in the
nice and-
summer.
Oh, that's right, mate. Let him go. Get 3-1 up, nice and comfortable, and then Moyes does what Moyes does. He's done this a couple of weeks in a row now, where he decides to take off our only striker and then put Paquetá up at top, and we lose any out ball we were going to have. And then, funnily enough, 7 minutes later, we concede a penalty, which I'll just
It's
put
not
around the room. Is that a penalty?
Not pen. Never a pen.
He's absolutely load of crap.
Why is it not a penalty?
I was just supposed to. I'll tell you why it's not a penalty. The Newcastle player came from behind Phillips. Phillips hasn't got wind mirrors. You can't fucking see what's behind them. I think it's Anthony Gordon came in front of him. He's not attempted to get the ball. He's put his foot in front of him to get the contact.
Just get
it's
the contact.
Not like Phillips has seen the foot there and then cleared him out. He's already back swinging to kick. Yeah. You can't stop that. Even if you do stop it, you're still going to clatter him. And knowing Gordon, he's going to go down as if he's in fucking Iraq and being a sniper.
Can I just say that as well? Because I know we're on about Arsenal committing a lot of fouls today, right? But what really got my goat was I think Bruno Guimaraes made 5 fouls, I think, against us. And I don't even think he got a card. Paquetá dived, I think, 3 times, didn't get booking. I'm happy with him getting booked. Gav knows this. We went to Liverpool when he was falling about the place. I don't like that side of him.
No.
It does. The overall refereeing, from what I've seen this week, hasn't been very good. Just
on about the penalty. The referee, I can't remember who the referee was adamant on the pitch. It's not a foul. It's not a foul.
Yeah.
And then he goes to VR, and then I don't know what he's seen because he had a clear angle of it. He's seen it.
I want the audio. I want the audio because apparently. When they ask them to go to the screen now, they aren't meant to be decisive language. They're just meant to go, can you have another look at that? Because you think there might have been contact or whatever. And I'd love to know if they release the audio, which they probably won't.
I think they will.
There's been no apology from what I've seen.
I think
overall people are just saying it's harsh decision.
In a month's time.
They've done us out of a point. We won't get an apology, I don't think.
No, they've not done you out of a point. They've done you out of 3 points.
Yeah, they don't
get that penalty. They don't get back in the game. In my opinion,
I would disagree with that because I think we were going further back anyway without Antonio. But I do agree with that. I think we may have been able to keep it 3-2, 3-1 result without that because the momentum change was mad.
You might have conceded, Ben, but it would have still been 3-2.
Yeah,
I know it did end up 4-3, but they had an easy way in with that penalty. If you had to work it, Moyes' changes are just shit. There was one I've seen. Who did he take off? He took off.
Taking Antonio off just doesn't help. We can always get pressure for so long, and then Joe's right. Without an outlet, we just concede. I think the pen and Antonio being off. It was double-edged sword.
He took somebody off and brought Johnson on, and then when he went 4-3 down, he then decided to take somebody else off and bring Danny Ings on. Would you not do that when you're 3-0?
Do you know what does me in, right? Is I was calling this, so Kufal was struggling with Anthony Gordon all day, and that's fine. Just take him off. Just take him off and put Ben Johnson on. And then that's early on do that, in my opinion. Johnson's physical. He's quick. He's strong. He'll be out. He won't get done from Anthony Gordon. He doesn't offer a lot going forward, but he doesn't get done. But then you're right. He brings off Antonio for Phillips, pushes Paqueta up, and then pushes Kudus out. Kudus on the left, still Byrne on the right, and then Ward-Prowse in the centre. Ward-Prowse was useless that whole second half. I don't even know why he's on the pitch. Just take him off. I'm okay with that. If he ain't playing well, he ain't playing well. But for fuck's sake, when are we going to start actually just keeping a striker on for 90 minutes?
No, I don't understand him. Just stick him
and you know what he's going to do? He's going to turn around. I didn't even watch the post-match conference because I'm sick of the cunt, to be honest with you. But I know what he's going to do. He's going to blame it on that penalty, and that's fine, blame it on the penalty. But you need to look at yourself as well, because we moved 20 yards further back as soon as Antonio went off. Because we had no outlet.
I have no interest in listening to him anymore at all, to be honest. I don't want to hear his excuses. Yes, the penalty was a game. But like you said, the penalty was a game-changing point of the match, but he hasn't helped with his changes. He didn't help with his changes.
That Newcastle back line, right? When you're 3-1 up, that Newcastle back line was there for the taking. I'm not on about 3-1. I'm on about 4-1, 5-1. You go from. They can't keep a straight line, mate. So you take Antonio off. You take Antonio off, put Mbama on, put someone that can run behind the line, and then just keep on feeding that ball over.
It's not even feeding the ball over. It's literally one big punt past them and breeze past them. Because some of them have got legs, but they haven't got pace. And the other ones have pace, but don't have legs. Like, you do that, you're getting past them. And then Bowen, he can come in. Kudos, for instance, he's the quickest player in the West Ham team. Get him through, and then you've got, at the time, Antonio, Bowen, all there, just to tap it in or to get a shot away. But it will never happen because he's went for the smart approach. He's went, Ken, what, we're 3-1 up. We can sit back now. They're not going to score. Oh, 3-2. Oh, 3-0. Oh, 4-3. Oh, fucking class. Though, let's bring Ings on now.
It was coming though, because I could be wrong, but I think we made our sub first, which is very, very, by the way, unusual. We took Antonio off for Phillips, I think, in the 66th minute. And then conceded the goal, I think, in the 71st. Conceded the penalty in the 71st. But as soon as we took Phillips off, they put two attackers on straight away. Yeah. They knew exactly what we were trying to do, or what Moyes wanted to do. And it was just so obvious. All they were going to do is push us further back. And we were just going to take it. Because Moyes just doesn't have a way of just... Do you know, like, I'm not asking to keep on attacking after 3-1, but at least keep a threat.
Just be considered. Just if you're not going to attack as much as you're going to, keep doing what you're doing. Just don't. It sounds bad, but don't put all that effort into it. Have a little bit reserved. Take a little. Like it's boxing. Take a little bit off your punches. So then, when it goes into the 10 round, 11th round, 12th round, you have got that little bit of fight to. Oh, you want to get past me? You're going to have to get past me, rather than. Fuck, my legs feel like jelly. I can't do fuck all. Which is kind of what it felt like towards it. It felt so fatigued towards the end of it. It felt like
when they got that penalty, it was so obvious it was 4-3. It was so obvious it was finishing 4-3. There was one moment, I think Kurt Zouma got the ball about 10 yards back from the halfway line, and he hasn't even looked for anyone. He's just trying to smash it into a corner that no Newcastle players are at. And you're just like, you keep on doing this. We're conceding the fourth, by the way, and we deserve to concede a fourth. We're so poor at trying to hold people out.
Here's another quote. They cannot score without the ball.
Said that last week, I think.
Keep it. No, I said something else.
What did you?
Keep the ball. Knock it about the back. If you want to, do shitty triangles that you're going to have one player running about like a fucking headless chicken. They're not going to catch it out. And if they do, if they're going to put 1, 2, 3 men trying to get that ball, then you punt it up. Because then you've got 3 of those men in your half. And you'll have 2 of your men just in their half.
Do you know what's annoying as well?
You know, it's not fucking rocket science.
Even if you're not going to put a striker on, just put Bowen up front and rather than Paqueta. At least he has the ability to run behind. It was just... it was so lazy, and we done it against Villa and ended up with a draw, and it was always going to happen. The exact same thing because Paqueta can't hold a ball up.
Nah, I feel Paqueta just tries to be too fancy.
Yeah,
he doesn't do the basics.
Infuriating.
I don't think he does it, but it's the players that do like pirouettes and travellas and rambonas because it all looks fucking class. Nah, mate, fucking pass the ball like a normal person because that's how you're going to get forward.
It's a total wrong
that's
mentality. At 3-1, they've got three of the back four aren't usual players, in my opinion. They ain't got their first choice keeper in goal. Just keep on going at them. I don't think they could even deal with us in midfield. Bruno Guimaraes had a really tough afternoon. I thought he had a really tough afternoon.
He looked very leggy. I felt.
Yeah,
he just didn't seem like it was him. Like, yeah, he does normally commit a lot of fouls, but these fouls were petulant ones. There were ones where he would normally go shoulder to shoulder on him, just.
It's just when you're the foul and he was just kicking people or throwing or pushing people over, and it was just lazy to get to the ball sort of thing. But they've been suspect of that a couple of times this season. Anyway, I don't know why it brings to mind the Brighton game for Newcastle springs to mind earlier this year, where I think they got beat. Was it 4-2 or something? They just looked leggy the whole time.
Yeah. Has Calvin Phillips shored up your midfield, or has he made it worse?
Me and Ben were on about this, funny enough, last night. Is if you take the incidents out, so the penalty this week, I think, obviously we don't agree on the red card that he got at Sheffield United, but the red card at Sheffield United, the pass back against Bournemouth. If you look at those situations, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for him, but there's usually, I don't think it's a red card at Sheffield United. It's not a penalty against Newcastle. And that one against Bournemouth isn't his fault, actually. It's Zuma's fault before the pass to him. It was a hospital ball. I actually think, in general play, he's been okay.
I think he's been decent for us. I like the way he's turned up for us. And he seems keen on putting effort in for the team.
He's trying too hard. He's trying too hard.
Yeah. I think he's nothing to prove, I think. He's trying to point to himself.
Yeah.
The effort he puts in, but yeah, you're right. He's trying to, and he's making silly little mistakes here and there. But I think, as a player, I'll take him next week if they want to sign him permanently.
I'm not convinced.
Do you think it's confidence that he's been on the bench for Man City collecting dust, and then he's come into a West Ham team that aren't fully floating, but they're not shit either, and he's trying to show what he done at Leeds at West Ham. But
I don't know if you agree. I think we've got a really competitive midfield. Actually, I think when he looked at January and looked to sign with us, I think you look at that midfield. I don't think he gets in there straight away. I think Edson Alvarez keeps him out at the moment, and I think, to be honest, you don't want Edson Alvarez and Calvin Phillips in that whole midfield in a one, because unfortunately Souček plays because Moyes is never keeping that boy out. So he doesn't beat Edson Alvarez for me. I wouldn't sign him in the summer unless Souček or Ward-Prowse
are out the door,
which they're not going to go. But I wouldn't sign him in the summer,
and then I'd take him.
But saying that, Souček's been decent in the whole midfield, in deep midfield next to Ward-Prowse. He was decent against Newcastle with Ward-Prowse. I actually think Ward-Prowse was suspect, and I think he needed to be taken off about 15 minutes earlier than he did. And I think he showed that actually when Ben Johnson came on, because I think Ben Johnson was okay.
This opinion you might not agree with. That performance from Ward-Prowse looked like last season when he played for Southampton. Not quite himself. He wasn't fantastic. And to be honest, he should have been taken off most games at fucking half-time.
Well, the problem is, right, he doesn't like defending. He doesn't like defend. He's a box-to-box player, but he doesn't like defending. And
I don't think he can.
He plays better
when he doesn't like it. I don't think he can.
He plays better when he's slightly higher up. Like when you used to play at the start of the season, when you played Declan Rice to deeper, or actually no, even now, where you play Jorginho deeper, Rice slightly higher up on the left, and Ødegaard. If we play that, we play a midfield three. If we play it like that, Ward-Prowse on that box-to-box left is fine. But when he's sitting back as a double pivot, he hates it, and you can tell he hates it. He has no effort to get forward or close a man down.
Yeah.
But it ain't his job.
Yeah, no, it's not. It isn't. It's not, but I don't know if he's got the capacity to do it for like a good length for the game where he's trying to be defensive. I think he can do it in bursts, but I don't think he's prolific at it. Like, yeah, folk look at him and he goes, he's just a free kick merchant. He is more than that. His passing, his vision, and his dribbling are class. He's not, for me, if you look at the CDMs, he's not as physical as he should be. He isn't as tough as it. And in my opinion, defensively, he isn't smart. Going forward, he's so intelligent. Defending, though, he's a bit... It's like he's caught in two minds. He's like,
he's a free-flowing number 8.
I can do that.
You need to let him, and he isn't a Moyes midfielder, which was so weird because I don't think he can sit in that pivot. But he's such a... If you let him, if you obviously give him a side or play him slightly in front of a double pivot, whatever you want to do, but you need to just let him kind of try and get in the pockets. He's very much what Paquetá does, but not to this. In my opinion, Luis Paquetá's unreal, but no, he's not the same player. And also as well, he's a square rolling around peg at the minute, because he doesn't. Well, obviously Alvarez wasn't allowed to play due to his cards, so. But no,
have you guys seen the video with Calvin Phillips?
Yeah. By the way, I don't blame him. Now, I'll put a picture up on this.
I wanted your opinion on that because obviously, for a little bit of insight, if you want to go see it, go look it up. But you're the West Ham fan, kind of saying you're fucking useless, you're shit, blah 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 blah. You know what? As a footballer, I believe you have the right to react. He hasn't done anything massively wrong. He's gestured with his middle finger, saying that's a bad sentence you've just spoken, good sir.
Oh, basically sort of
and then go on the bus. And it's a case of my thing is the public don't want footballers to publicise their own opinion. They should be able to take it.
Well, just take criticism. And just do it.
Yes.
The fact that he's actually gone, do you know what, mate? Fuck you.
Know what, though, Ben? If it's constructive or it's educated, I don't even know if it's formulated. If it's like a formulated opinion and criticism, I get it.
Yeah.
Tell him he's fucking useless. It's just pointless. What does that achieve? You've had 10 pints, you're on a day. You're pissed off. You've lost 4-3. You sat there just to tell him he's fucking useless. I'm sorry, mate. I know he's a West Ham fan that said it. You're fucking sad. Do you know what I mean?
He wanted his voice to be heard.
Yeah.
He wanted his voice to be heard.
That's all it is.
There's also a part of me though that goes, they get paid. Footballers get paid a lot, and they should be able to take it. But I think when it is being targeted, it's not been the case of the team's shit, blah 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 blah. It was directed to him. He should have the right to turn around and go. Well, he didn't, but he should turn around and go.
If he said something that was completely, that was like constructive, I'd RFE it, or something like, I don't know, but like
There's always balance like this though. Like, I don't see the point in it, like, to do stuff like that. Then the one that sticks in my mind is the one with Scott Brown, when I think he was still who I don't know if he was still playing for Saturday.
He said, "How's your sister?"
And his sister had passed away from, I believe, for cancer, like a few years before. Why say that? It doesn't make. It's not like, look at me, I just said that. It just makes you look like a total dick. You're just a cunt for bringing that up.
It's football, mate.
It's the same guy that does it with Calvin Phillips. He's just a dick. Like, he's obviously
it's like you've got 9 games, right? You've got 9 games where you can judge him from. We've still got Europe to play for, right? And a good firing, confident Calvin Phillips improves our chances. I mean, he's going to need to play against Leverkusen in the first leg because, again, Edson Alvarez is done due to cards in the Europa League.
You know what? I think the Europa League will benefit Calvin Phillips, and it sounds really bad, but it's a step down of the pace of the game. Obviously, the Premier League, it's
continent football, isn't it?
The whole fucking time. Europa, if you get caught lacking, you don't always concede a goal. He can show kind of what he's worth in this West Ham team in Europa, and then if he does that, get his confidence up, put him in the starting 11 in the Prem and see what he does. I personally think it's his confidence. He doesn't have any at the moment, and rightly so. I mean, Pep didn't fucking trust him, and
No.
I think he was wrong to do so. But he was never getting in for Rodri, but he was never coming on as a sub either, even when he was fit.
He's not a game changer though. He's not a game changer in a set. He's a shore up midfielder. I think he's better than Kovacic though, in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he is better than Kovacic. A fit and firing Phillips, I think he's better. I don't know what Kovacic brings apart from legs. That's all he is.
Yeah, he just energy, man. Boy can just run. He's just constant.